Alright folks, so what's going on? We're back for another video. Today we're going to be tying a pretty cool pattern. My buddy or friend on Instagram, Greg from Mainfly, guys. It's like a deceiver pattern, and he calls it the most effective. He doesn't call it the most effective. He says it's the most effective pattern for him for smallmouth, pike, largemouth, and musky. And pretty simple fly, super easy. And it's this bad boy right here, pretty much almost like a hollow tie with some Herl and some lateral lines and a little different front, putting different bucktail on the head. You could do everything from blue to purple to olive to gray. Red is really effective, but today we're going to be doing the chartreuse. Chartreuse, he says, is the biggest hitter, so that's what we're going to tie up. The hook we're going to be using is 803P from Firehole. It is in 4/0 size. The thread we're going to be using is some Veevus, white bucktail, and we have some Schlappen neck from Ewing Feathers that we're going to be using in it for the back. Alright, so let's get down to it. Lateral lines are just lateral lines, any color. Eyes 8mm, 7mm, whatever your preference is. I would say a good 8mm to a 9mm, even 10mm eyes, depending how big you want them. You could play around with it, and that's pretty much it. So let's go check it out down low. And oh, before we go anywhere, congratulations HMH. They have won the Consumer Award for their award-winning Vise, which is the TRV. I am very proud owner of the TRV. I purchased it in Marlborough, Massachusetts at the fly fishing show when I was tying there, and I cannot say enough good things about it. So congratulations HMH. I'm not sponsored by them by any means. I absolutely love the Vise, and that's what we're going to be tying on. So let's go down below, let's check it out, and let's show you how we do the damn thing. Alright, see you down low.
Alright guys, so I tie this slightly different than Greg does. I have a 4/0 hook, he uses a 3/0 hook. I'm going to put some Zappa Gap on there. The thread I'm using is Veevus 100 Denier GSP, and then the first bucktail I'm using here, which is like to hold the feathers in place, is from the tip of the bucktail. I'm just going to realign the tips and take the fuzzies out, measure it up, cut it off. He used some kind of other material. I like using the bucktail to hold the feathers there. Loosely wrap it on there and then get it slightly tight. You don't want that bucktail to flare. Add your hackles, whatever you Schlappen, whatever you got. Put it on there. I like the bucktail. It keeps the feathers where they need to be. I liked what he used, and he used a little flash, whatever he had. So I'm going to use some Krystal flash and pearl here and put it 2 strands on top just to give it a little sparky spark. Tie him back, advance our thread, and then we're going to take another bucktail, but this time we're going to go from the midsection of the bucktail. I'll take the fuzzies out again. I'll realign your tips a little bit. He brought his bullet tie with this one a little lower, right on top of his feathers. However, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it a little flared up. So with my bullet tie here, I just press on top, squeeze on the sides, let that bucktail go all the way around, use my push tool to get it back. I like the push tool that's called the Big Pen. It's awesome. It's free. You most likely have them around the house. Get that bullet tie on there and get another section of bucktail here. Take the fuzzies out again. Realign your tips. Cut off the excess and measure it up and get it on there. Now, if you for some reason can't do the bullet tie right, you just can't get your thread right, just do a clockwise spin on your bobbin, and then you'll be able to get right in the spot where your thread is resting. That way you're not wasting anything or going over. But I like this tie. I'm only using 2 stacks of white. He used 3 stacks of white for the bullet tie. I like the airiness in it. His came out absolutely fantastic. I just didn't want to completely copy his pattern, so I slightly adjusted it to my liking and giving it that airy look. However, I am using a little more chartreuse than he used in the front. I want that little more bulk on my front. That's why he used 3 stacks of white. I'm using 2 and more chartreusey in the front. I'm going to add a little Zappa Gap right on top there to secure it, push it back, tie it down. And once it's all tied down, then we're going to add our lateral lines. He used, I believe, pearl to keep it really normal. I changed it up a bit. I went with a little bit of orange on there. The orange gives it a little different contrast. I don't know if it's going to work, not going to work, but I like the orange. The orange looks good. Once we have that on there, then we're going to add some Peacock Herl. I don't know how many strains of Peacock Herl he added, but I added about 7 Herls here, and I put them on, and then I built a little sidewalk with my thread so that way I could bring the peacock back and tie it down again, double tie it down of the peacock. Cut off the excess, do a whip finish here, add some Zap-A-Gap on there, and now we're going to add our eyes. I definitely did use 8mm eyes. I just don't know which eyes they were because the baggie was missing. Put a little dab of super glue on them, squeeze it down on there, and do the same thing for the other side. Now, I don't know if Greg did use UV resin to cure the head or he left it the way it is. I am going to be using UV resin to cure the head. I'm going to start with the flow. It's more like super glue that's UV. And I'm going to do it on the top and on the bottom just to secure everything down to that bucktail. The bucktail really absorbs your glue, so it really secures your eyes. And then I'm going to go with a thin from Loon, and that's going to get a little more secure here. And if you notice, I'm moving my light from far away down close. It really cures your head and gets it non-tacky. Finally, we're going to go with a thick to finish it off. Really put the thick on there, and this is where the true rotary vise comes into hand, because that thick you could spin and it will get your glue all over, your resin all over. There it is, hit it with the light. And there's my version of Greg's, the bullet. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.